There are shows in this world that we will never fully understand, except Ghost Adventures. We have watched every episode to build our obsession, our fandom.
Watching alongside each other because no one we know really gives a damn. Watching Zach and crew catch groundbreaking proof of the paranormal, inspiring us to explore our own interest in otherworldly phenomena. This is our podcast. We are Paranormal Putas.
Yeehaw, everybody! It's me, Leah.
And it's me, Bethany.
And we're the Paranormal Putas. Pew, 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 pew.
Yeehaw, motherfuckers.
And we're back with an exciting episode, a Ghost Adventures review for you. And it's a fun time because we're hanging out at Loretta Lynn's Plantation house.
Awesome. So the guys are at Hurricane Mills Rural Historic District, which is in Hurricane Mills, Tennessee. And it's a big district. It says 300 acres, but in the show, they said that Loretta's ranch was like 6,000 and what was it, like 200?
Yeah,
it was like 62
number.
or 6,500 acres. It was fucking nuts. Anyways, this area is listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1999 was when it was registered. And so basically they're on Loretta Lynn's ranch in Tennessee. And these days, you can actually go to the ranch and do like museum tours, hang out and buy things. You can also fucking camp there, bro.
Hell yeah.
I know. I want to go.
That would
like,
be cool.
They got fucking cabins and shit. And they got like, you can take like your camper or you can do like a tent. And it's supposedly one of like Tennessee's #1 tourist attractions.
Dude, hell yeah, that sounds badass.
I know, right? But this place was built from like 1897 to 1910, like in different stages and shit. And yeah, there's just like all kinds of history about it. Some of the stuff the guys talk about is that this was the site for like some Civil War battles and stuff. And that's pretty much like, you know, all I've got for you. Well, I mean, because we kind of talk about it, you know, as we go through the episode, that there is like a public cemetery on her property, like right behind the fucking house. I mean, it's Loretta Lynn's ranch. That's all you really need.
That's true. And like Bethany said, it just has that good old fashioned Civil War history to it. It's an old plantation. You can assume that, yes, there were slaves, and then there's that trauma and all the people dying.
Oh, there definitely were, because they had that underground like jail or whatever that was. Yeah, where they kept people, which is so fucked up.
So fucked up. So obviously this place comes with a lot of history. And because of that, the guys are like, fuck yeah, we're going to get some ghosties. And really the investigation just kind of highlights a lot of that. Or the pre-investigation, excuse me. That's really all that they kind of talk about. I think one of the main stories is really just, the woman in white.
Yeah. How do you say her name? Beulah Anderson? Beulah,
yeah, because I remember thinking
Bueller. Yeah. Bueller. Beulah Anderson is known as the lady in white, and she is one of the most like prominent ghosts in the house. And they say that she wept herself to death because she lost her baby. And then, you know, she also lost her husband to war. Leah mentioned to me when we were taking these notes, she was like, yeah, the baby died on the 8th and she died on the 20th. So they say that she wept herself to death. She died of a broken heart.
Yeah, man, that's a bummer. So this woman in white, Beulah, is apparently seen on the plantation. Mm-hmm. She looks very, you know, distraught, obviously, right? Because she's lost her child and her husband.
Yeah. And like she's crying and like rubbing her hands like in an anxious way.
Yeah, that's how Loretta describes her. Loretta's like, oh, I've seen her myself, because in the pre-investigation, the guys actually talked to Loretta Lynn and they're interviewing her in the ranch. And that's really cool because Zach, the way he kind of phrases it is like, it's so cool to be invited here. So it's like, wait, did Loretta Lynn invite
Reach out?
Ghost
Yeah.
Adventures to
That's
her
fucking
ranch?
awesome, dude. It's fucking insane.
So cool.
I know.
So that was really cool to see them talking to her and then her sharing her personal experiences. We also hear from like her granddaughter, her ranch hand, and other people that have worked either on the ranch or lived in the home, and they share very similar stories, and a lot of them seeing full-blown apparitions.
Yeah, like when Loretta came home, she said she came home at 4:30 one evening and she saw the woman dressed in white crying on the fucking balcony of her house. And she asks, I think it was her husband, right, who was home, and she was like, who's the woman up there? And he was like, there ain't nobody up there.
Yeah.
And she goes up there and there's no one there.
It's true. And these spirits also are apparently what's being said to the guys is that like these spirits like things how they are, like don't mess with stuff, because they then share a story about a tour guide that apparently got pushed down the stairs for adjusting an album cover on the wall. And so just doing some regular maintenance, trying to kind of keep up, because they're doing tours. It's a museum on the first ground of this Loretta Lynn's ranch, and you get fucking pushed down the stairs because they don't want you fucking with shit. So the ghosts are very particular. And they like things how they like things.
Yeah, they're protective, you know. They're like, this is my house. All these strangers coming up in here. Get out of here. But like Liam mentioned, we also talked to Megan, who is Loretta's granddaughter, and she says that she's heard walking around the house, amongst other things, but I feel like they really focused in on this like unexplained footsteps phenomena that she has heard throughout the house.
Yes.
They also talk about Loretta's son, Jack, who had experiences in the brown room, is what they call it.
Yeah.
And he had an experience where he felt like someone was tugging his boot off, and he looked and saw a Confederate soldier. I mean, that's scary in its own right.
Fuck this place, I'm out. But yeah, it's tragic though, and I had to like Google it because I wasn't sure if I heard this correctly, but Jack apparently passed away near the ranch. He drowned in Duck River while he was out, I guess, like herding the cows, or he was doing something for the ranch, and he actually passed away. But obviously before that tragedy, he expressed to his mom or to Loretta that he's having these ghosts come at him. So that was pretty
seeing
wild.
the apparitions of these soldiers and in the house and particularly the brown room. And that leads us into, like we said earlier, that the land has ties to the Civil War. Apparently Confederates lived in the area, which she owned 6,000 acres. So by the area we mean on her land.
In the whole town.
And they were ambushed by Union soldiers. And of course, as per usual, the guys talk about how there's residual energies and, lots of lingering like animosities and things. And that, that shit causes ghosts. Causes ghosts to be on your ranch. It's just a recipe for ghosts.
Bro, you took the words right out of my fucking mouth. I was going to say just the perfect recipe. Better than my cornbread.
Say cornbread! Oh my god, I was gonna say cornbread. That's fucking crazy. Get out of my brain!
Look, you scared my cat.
I'm sorry, chum chums. He's fine. He's licking his butt.
So the guys, again, pre-investigation, I kind of mentioned earlier, there's a mill. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
I'm hungry.
There is a mill on site, and the guys go to visit it because water is a big conductor of energy. If you didn't know, now you know. So Zach is really pumped that there is a mill on site. He's like, oh, this is really going to ramp up the spirits. And they go hang out with a woman by the name of Louise who works at the mill. And like one of the first things out of her mouth is like, yep, I've seen shadows over there and soldiers in gray uniforms. And Zach's like, excellent. Like, he's like, fuck yeah, this is amazing. And so that was really cool. We also hear from LaShonda, who's Loretta's ranch hand, who tells Zach that she's, you know, kind of been touched on the back of her neck. It was a light touch. And I thought this was funny because she kind of does it to Zach. She's like, it was like this, you know, because she wants him to kind of feel what she felt. And Zach's like, that was it? That's just a tease.
So stupid. So stupid.
I wouldn't know what to do if Zach ever said something like that to me. Be like, oh my God, what do I do?
You'd start sweating profusely. And then he'd be like, get away from here. Get away from me. It smells.
This is gross.
I don't deal with bodily fluids. Get her away from me.
Shoo shoo. Oh my goodness, that's amazing. What else happens pre-investigation? We actually have like some bits.
Yeah, well, I mean, the episode starts with Zach on the porch, like trying to create like some kind of country ditty or some shit. And it's so dumb. It is so bad. And I wrote a note and I said, Zach singing some weird ass bullshit, because that's what it was. He was just like, we're hunting ghosts and looking for things and phenomena. And like, I don't even thought, like, Leah was like, do you want to get the lyrics? And I was like, no, because he's just bullshitting it. Like,
I was gonna say we should start the episode by singing it.
Oh my God, that's fucking hilarious. Well, you know, you should have said that then.
Well, you didn't want the lyrics.
Well, you know, if you shared the idea, maybe I'd have changed my mind. I'm not a mind reader. But anyways, Zach says he calls himself out on it. And it's so funny because me and Leah are like, what the fuck? And Zach goes, himself. He says, seriously stupid. Like, he knows it was real dumb, but it was great. It was also very entertaining.
Yes, no, it was so entertaining. And then there's a moment too, like, Zach's just in love with the ranch. He's like, oh, I love it here, it's beautiful, I feel amazing. Like, he's just fucking soaking it up. And he goes, I need you guys here with me. And he's like, here, I'm bringing you with me. And he's talking to the viewer, and he like goes and he's like, here, take my hand. And he puts the hand like towards the camera, and then he pulls the viewer into the TV, and in that moment there's like this great graphic, or like, I don't know, this special
like
effect, and it's like staticky, and it's like, and it's like, and he's like, great, you're here now. And it was perfect. I felt like I had traveled through time and space and other dimensions, and it was fan-fucking-tastic.
So dumb. Well, seriously stupid. No, it was great though.
And with that, we say, it's time to move it on.
Let's move it on.
Honorable haunts and
Skimpy scares. Yeah, let's get into the juice. Let's get into the meat of the episode.
And there's a lot of meat, baby, not a lot of potatoes. Even though I love potatoes, so
I love potatoes.
Boil them.
What?
I was gonna do the, what does he say? Boil them, mash them,
stick them in a stew. Fucking no potatoes.
Oh, my
Scallop
goodness.
those bitches. Anyways,
oh, man, well, let's get into it, man. Let's eat some of these taters. So, one of the first skimpy scares, I'm gonna start with the bottom here. It's one of the last ones in the episode, but the guys are catching some EVPs, and this one they say that they hear, you can't touch, but I think what we heard was,
yeah.
So that's that.
Yeah. Yeah, they claim it says you can't touch them, and I don't hear it. One of the skimpies that I got, Aaron says he thought it was a bunch of bugs, bro, but he just got chills up his back.
A bunch of bugs.
He did. He was like, I thought it was, bro, I thought it was a bunch of bugs, a bunch of little bugs. Oh, but I just got a chill on my back. Up my spine. But, you know, as per usual, that's not really something you can document outside of saying it. So, skimpy.
So the next skimpy scare we get is another EVP that apparently says, possibly in trouble. And it doesn't sound like that at all. It sounds more like noise. Like they capture something for sure. Like it's like, but it's not. I'm about to get into some trouble or whatever the fuck I just said.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck that shit was, but it didn't sound like anything. The last skimpy that we got was another EVP. Zach is fucking around on the stairs in the house, and he says that he got an EVP of someone saying, I need to get down the stairs. But I don't hear shit. It's something. It's something. But it's just not that clear. Like, it's really, it wasn't that strong of an EVP.
No, totally agree. But with that, that's the skimpies.
Woo!
Woo, 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 woo. So it's time to get into the meaty bits.
This chicken fried steak.
Let's do it up. The first honorable haunt I have is the guys are using the ovulus. If you're not aware, the ovulus is a device used during paranormal investigations to capture words that is apparently being generated by the spirits, the energies in the area. So the guys are using the ovulus and they pick up on the words must. Oh no, the ovulus sounds like a robot. So it's like must, kill, 60. And it's like, whoa. And then Nick's like, yo, didn't 60 men work in the mill? And Zach's like, whoa.
Whoa. Like fucking Wayne's World.
And that's the first honorable.
Yeah, that's a good one. Later on, the guys get an EVP that says, get your house back. And that shit was spooky. It was so spooky. It was a good, clear EVP.
Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure. And I don't think that we mentioned at this point with all of these EVPs, we're in the actual ranch house.
Yeah, we're in Loretta's house.
And so the guys are, again, using the ovulus, and they pick up the words dig, ground, to, lot. And Zach's like, what does this all mean? Dig, ground, 2, lot. And they're like, bro, let's go to lot 2 in the cemetery and dig up the ground.
Dig up her bones.
Whoa! So that was good.
This is some, what's that movie with is it Kevin Bacon? Where he gets the vision that says dig? Stir of Echoes.
Oh, Stir of Echoes. A classic. That movie is still great.
It's a fun one.
I love me some Kevin Bacon.
I love me bacon. The next honorable that I got was, again, the ovulus, and it said, manifest. And who knows what the fuck it meant, but it said manifest, and that was pretty cool because it could totally be like manifesting of energies, of the spirits, of the ghosts.
I like it. I like it. And with that, the guys are like, all right, let's go to the cemetery.
Let's go.
And then we capture these next honorables. The first one I have being, again, the ovulus, and they capture the words save, do, moan. And the connection that Zach makes and the crew tries to, like, you know, connect these dots. They're like, are you the ghost of JW wanting us to save the your two loved ones, the moaning lady and the baby?
The moaning lady and the baby.
So Zach then lists out the husband's name, and like we told y'all, the lady in white lost her husband and her child, and Zach saying, oh, is this the ghost of the husband telling us to save the wife and the baby? Ooh. Probably not, but Zach's one for entertaining. So that's what we got.
And it's pretty cool because we're out in the cemetery, you know.
Yeah,
that's
that's
a
pretty cool.
spooky place to be. The next honorable that I got was also via ovulus in the cemetery, and they got the words seen brown. Which the guys kind of draw a conclusion, or like, you know, connect the dots that people see apparitions in the brown room.
Yeah.
So then they're like, let's go, and
Let's
they
get back.
go back to the house.
I love it. And then getting back into the house, the guys, or Zach specifically, is now using the parabolic dish, and it just captures audio at a higher frequency, or like I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah,
Like
he said some shit like that I will be saying in
Zach
Zaddy
attacks,
says,
yeah.
and Zaddy says, and yeah, he just talks about how it's super sensitive and he can fucking hear everything.
Yes, that's exactly. And then one of the things he picks up on is a voice saying, I hear them coming. And he picks that up on the parabolic dish.
Ooh. Do you think it's the ghosts telling each other like, yo, Zach's coming? Shh, be quiet. I hear them coming.
Everybody get in positions.
yeah.
It's time to fuck this up.
At the ready. The next honorable that we get in the plantation house is unexplained footsteps, which is great. When I leave Leah's favorite,
I love the little footsteps, pitter patter.
little footsies, and that's all we get in the house.
Yeah, really, because at that point the guys are like, all right, let's blow this joint and head to the mill. Which they do, and Zach asks a question, do you know whose ranch you're on? And we actually get an intelligent response, and they reply, Loretta Lynn. No, they don't say Lynn, but they say Loretta.
They do say Lynn, because he's
do
like,
they?
do you know her last name?
Oh,
and then it was
shit.
like, Lynn.
I fucked that up.
It's all good, baby girl. So the next one that we get in the mill is Zach is capturing EVPs, right? And he's talking and asking like spirits, or, he's asking out into the void as usual. And he's asking if he's speaking to a soldier. And then he gets the response, I was hurt. Ooh. So, I mean, it's not really a yes or a no, because like anybody could get hurt in the mill.
Right.
But it was a really good EVP.
Facts. The next one we get is another EVP, and it says, look up. And then Bethany said that she heard the fuck.
Well, because on the show it says something about an expletive. Like they don't, they usually type it out for you to hear, and they don't on this one.
Yeah, no. So I get look up. Bethany says the fuck. I said it sounded like Arnold. And
Arnold
it sounded,
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, and I was like, look up.
Look up. And I was like, the fuck.
Either way, it was honorable. You heard something.
Yeah, you heard some shit. And then the last honorable we have, which is also in the mill, is an EVP that says, gonna cut you up.
Ouch.
Oh, wait. It's just gonna cut you. I just wanted to say gonna cut you up because I'm gonna cut you. But it was a good EVP.
Hells yeah. And like baby sister said, that's the last of the honorables and the skimpies.
Yeah, man, that's
so let's
it, bro.
roll it. Zach's fashion for us!
Nice.
Excellent. We got some good fashions, in my opinion. We
Yeah.
had a good time. Zach greets us, and he's wearing a super jazzy shirt. It has a huge fleur-de-lis on it. And then in that fleur-de-lis, there is a big skull wearing a crown. And it's pretty great. But can I share with you all a story and get vulnerable here for a second? Because I say the word fleur-de-lis, and it takes me back to a time when I thought that they were Florida leaves.
You doinkus.
And I had to go, I was gift shopping for a friend who was from New Orleans. And I was like, oh, I want to let's get her something with some Florida leaves on it. And the nice shop clerk said to me, you mean fleur-de-lis? And I was like, no, I mean Florida-lis.
No! What are you talking about?
And in that moment, I never felt more Texan in my fucking life.
No, that's not what I said.
I'm sorry, I just had to share and let y'all know part of my life and my history.
It was a good one.
I need y'all to know why I am the way I am. But Zach, on that same shirt, also on the arm, you see the words "Rebel Spirit," and it's all glittered up. So it's super jazzy.
Yeah, I like it.
Very shiny. It's a good time. We also noticed Zach wearing some 2000 sunnies. They're like the cop shape sunglasses.
Yeah, they're real big.
Yeah, and they have like this weird gap in the middle, and it's just like the most. But it's a Zach thing for sure. He's also wearing super baggy pants. Like at the ankles, it has like rolls of jean. Like there's just so much fucking fabric. It's ridiculous. And it blew my fucking mind. And I was like, whoa, we really don't need all that denim. But Zaddy did it. He also, actually all the guys take a moment to wear a cowboy hat because they're on Loretta Lynn's ranch and they're like, fuck it, I guess.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw, motherfuckers. But I only made note of Zaddy in a cowboy hat because let's be real.
That's where we're looking.
That's where you're looking. So that was really cool. And
Also, he had the black cowboy hat, which is way more my style.
oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. The other guys were wearing like, I don't even know.
White or something.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it was
Tan.
But speaking of the other guys, Aaron is in a skull hoodie that has like a number 13 on the forehead, and I guess he's looking cool. And Zach also takes a moment to dress as a Confederate soldier to trigger the spirits on the ranch. So the guys kind of go through it with the fashions in this episode. They have some highs, they have some lows.
But overall, it kept me on my toes.
Let's see how the rest of this episode goes.
Fire! Zany Zaddy says,
Holy shit.
yes. Big sister, do you want to kick us off?
Oh,
Or do you want me to kick us off? I don't care.
now you've got me anxious. I'll go ahead and kick us off. So Zach is, you know what? You kick us off.
So Zach, as Leah said earlier, was having like this moment where he pulls us into the TV. Right before he does so, he's just talking about the beauty of being on this ranch. And he says, I'm starting to question whether or not we're here or we died. Because it's just so beautiful. He must be in heaven.
To add on to that, he then goes on to say things about the ranch like, I feel like I'm in a postcard right now, which is great because then another special effect comes in, captures the guys, throws them in a postcard that says Loretta Lynn's Ranch Ghost Adventure.
Yeehaw, motherfucker. I don't know how many times I've said yeehaw already. Like, that should be a drinking game if you're listening. Take a shot. I feel like you should do this next one because you caught this one and it's fucking amazing.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So the guys are talking to the tour guide. They're in the ranch house and Zach is just looking around and there's all these old pictures on the wall. And he's like, you just walk into these places with so much history. You can smell it in the air. You can taste it.
I loved it so much. You can taste it. Like, what? I mean, a part of me feels like I know what he's talking about.
I was just going to say, like, you walk...
Like you walked into like your grandma's house or something. Like you're telling me that it smells dusty in there.
Like mothballs and dust.
Yeah.
I can totally taste and smell that.
Yes. It was pretty funny though.
Oh, that's great.
So earlier Leah talked about that, what was it called? The whatever dish.
The parabolic dish.
The parabolic dish.
And Zach, when he's putting it on and stuff and he's talking about how sensitive it is, he goes,
I can hear a mosquito burp.
because it's just that sensitive.
That's fantastic. And the last zany zaddy that we have, he's actually, it's during the time where he's wearing his Confederate soldier outfit and he's walking through trying to trigger the spirits. And he's like, "Look, I'm your fellow soldier. General needs us to report for duty."
You said duty.
And it's just ridiculous, but also the lengths he goes to, right?
Yeah.
So also hilarious.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I love when he gets all dressed up and shit.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. But that's it, man. That's the history, the haunts, the fashions, the zaddies. It's time to rate this baby.
Ooh.
How many claws? How many claws you giving it?
I was
Vicious.
Chomley don't like it.
Come here, you.
This one was a hard one. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do 2.5.
Whoa, a 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5 clawsies.
That kind of feels right, though. Like,
Yeah.
honestly, yeah. Like, it was fun and entertaining, and we did capture some good stuff, but yeah, 2.5 feels right in the soul.
Yeah, like, I mean, we did have a lot of pre-investigation bullshitting, which you know me.
Yeah.
That means it's not going to be a great investigation. And it really
Right.
wasn't. Like, it was good. And yes, you know, they got some good EVPs and stuff, but they
Right.
didn't capture, and even they mentioned that they didn't capture no visuals on this investigation. No fucking thermal cam, nothing. So it wasn't like super, super intense of an investigation. But it was fun, you know, and it's Loretta Lynn's house. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool, yeah.
So yeah, 2.5 claws for me.
All right, you heard it here first, everybody. and I agree. 2.5 claws all the way up for Loretta Lynn's haunted ranch.
Which we should totally go to sometime.
Let's go. Who's down? But no matter what, even the rating being a 2.5, I feel heavy. I need to cleanse.
Let's cleanse this, baby.
Give me the power, I beg of you. Hare Due Dumbledore. Give me the power, I beg of you. L'envoi monsieur de Poichelieu. Ce soir, Etienne, un point de mort. Hare Due Dumbledore. Wake!
Take a big deep breath in. Release that baby out. Do you feel it?
I do.
You're cleansed.
Excellent.
I hope you feel it from your head to your butthole.
Hells yeah.
But as per usual, I'm Bethany.
And I'm Leah.
And we're signing off with 2 besitos.
From these potitos.
That's what she said.